Mr. Mayor, I'm going to start singing Donka Shane here in a minute.
Please don't. We want to keep the crowd.
That's right. Okay, is everybody ready? Great. Thank you all for coming out today. I am Robbie Mackin, I serve at the pleasure of all the ATA staff here. Please raise your hand, you work for the ATA. Great. Okay, hopefully they raise their hands, right? Okay. Anyway, we're glad you're here. This is an important day. It's another step for your transit authority. Your transit authority, along with the city of Kansas City, has just, and the federal government dropped $56 million into the Prospect Corridor, which we just did a grand opening on, or a groundbreaking on, which is fabulous on the east side. Your ATA has just topped, I think, 1.4 million free rides for veterans in this region, which is fantastic. So here's the next step in that process, okay? And this is about our children. And this partnership has been a long time in the making, and it had to bring a lot of people together, so I'm very appreciative of everybody for working so hard to make this happen. First of all, just a couple of people right off the top of my head. Stacy Johnson-Cosby, are you here? I'm here. Miss Stacy, thank you very much for getting us all together and helping us getting this moving. Okay. The ATA chairman of the board, Mr. Daniel Serta. Daniel? Okay. You know what? That's fantastic stuff. Now I'm just gonna, you know what? I know you always hear it. Talent has no zip code, but opportunity does, okay? And it's our job as your transit authority to open that lock on opportunity, to give people access, options, and opportunity, and this is going to be the key to unlock that lock. This is a path that now the Kansas City Public School kids can have, high school kids can have, in our first pilot program for a year to have access, all access, regional access, to the public transit system. And what kind of good will that do from a tutoring standpoint, from being able to stay after school, to be able to go out and get a job, to be able to explore your city, to just any number of things, and I'll let the superintendents talk a little bit about that. But first I want to introduce somebody who's very special to me and should be to you too. This senator has carried a lot of water for the ATA and for public transit and for the city of Kansas City and for you and all the school districts. So please give a warm, warm welcome to the Honorable Senator Kiki Curls.
Good afternoon. It is an honor and a pleasure for me to be here this afternoon, and I can't tell you the excitement really that I feel from the partnership between the Kansas City School District and KCATA. It's really exciting when our students have the opportunities to be able to participate with transportation, of course, to extracurricular activities, can attend sporting events, and beneficial internships for our students. We want to make sure, of course, that our students have the tools they need for them to be successful so that they can participate in worthwhile activities related to their education. And it's an exciting opportunity and partnership, of course, between ATA and the school district that this be provided to our students. So with that, I'm excited to be here. Of course, there was legislative action, of course, that had to take place for this partnership to even exist today, that we were able to get done in Jefferson City, and I was very proud to be a part of that. So with that, thank you. Thank you for having me and for being here today, and I'm excited about the opportunity that this provides our students.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, none of this would be possible without a mayor and a city council that could really be helpful, and that's all they have been. They've been strong advocates for public transit, whether it be airports, streetcars, buses, scooters, whatever that may be, and that's a beautiful thing, and your mayor has been just unstoppable, and we are just so grateful to have him on our side. The Honorable Mayor Sly James.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for being here and for honoring this program that I think is going to be, frankly, maybe one of a kind in the country. I don't know of anybody else that's doing it. I want to thank Robbie and RideKC for making this happen, but beyond this, I think it's time for us to recognize that in Robbie Makinen, we have an individual who has been extremely innovative when it comes to community-based transportation solutions with what he's done now for students, what he's done for veterans, what he's done for the disabled. All of these groups are people in need of public transit, and he has been extremely aggressive and innovative in trying to find solutions to the problems that affect those particular groups. So Robbie, thank you, and thank you for the KCATA board and everything that you've done in order to address that. This program is going to make it much easier for our students not only to get to school, but also to after-school jobs, to internships, extracurricular activities, all the things that will help them become and be well-rounded people. Students, I want to tell you that this is your city, and you have every right to explore every nook and cranny of it, because at some point in time in the future, you're going to be running it. And with that in mind, you need to be familiar with it. You need to be able to get to where you need to go. So please use this program to help you get to where you need to go and to prepare yourself for the future. And also take advantage of those internships. You're not locked into having an internship that's close to home anymore. You can use the rapid bus system or the bus system in order to get to any part of the city that you need. Hire KC Youth will be happy to help you with internships, and that's what we want. We want you to be able to get to and from home and jobs so that you can have that life that you want to have. Explore all the great attractions in the city. Visit the Negro Leagues Museum in 18th and Vine. Go out to the National World War I Museum. Go out south, go out north, go across the river, go into KCK. Whatever you need to do, the bus system is here to help you with that. But first and foremost, use it to get to school, because by going to school, you're going to ensure yourself that you have options and the skill sets necessary to work in an increasingly technologically changing world. So thank you for being students and sticking to what you do best, which is be good students. And thank you, Robbie, for helping to facilitate their ability to be good students by providing them with transportation to and from. And free transportation to and from is even better.
Councilwoman Jolie Justice wanted to be here. She has been a big help in this process, but I know she's chairing a legislative committee right now, so I just wanted to publicly thank her very, very much for all of her help and support. I'd also like to call out Councilman Quentin Lucas. Councilman Lucas, we had talked about this for a long time, and he helped open some doors for us and helped us on the right track. So we're very grateful for him too, and so the Honorable Quentin Lucas, Councilman.
All right, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
So I'm excited to be here for a lot of different reasons. First of all, I get to be with four of the most impressive people that I see in this city: Dr. Mark Bedell, Robbie Makinen, Senator Kiki Curls, and Mayor James. They are mentors for all of us, and it is a true honor to see all the work they've done in this city for any number of years. I also am excited because I get to see a lot of my favorite high schools here. So I got Lincoln on this side, Central over here, Ruskin. I know, thank you. They gave me a good wave. Ruskin's coming well trained, thank y'all. And it's exciting. And when I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm thinking back to a generation ago. So my sister graduated from high school in this building. It was called Metro Tech back then. If you called her right now, I'm not sure all of her memories are of the same building, of the same spirit, of the same excitement we have now. And a lot of us, when we were growing up back then, particularly in the 90s, were riding around on the buses, trying to get to places, trying to pay, trying to have money to do it. And this program is exciting, not only because it helps you get to school, but it helps you get to so many more life opportunities. And it lets you know, as the mayor just said, that this is your city, no matter where you want to go. Every part of the city, you can jump the state line, you can get around, but more than anything, we want you to get exposed and know that you're not just high school students. We see you as our future in Kansas City. And so this is just a small investment by RideKC and so many others to say that we believe in you, that we believe in your potential and that we don't want anything to be a limit on the potential that you'll have today. I also want to make sure while we're talking about RideKC in Kansas City, Missouri, I want to appreciate the work of our school district partners. The Kansas City Public Schools, Hickman, Mills, and Center. I've had the chance over the last several years to get to know you all very well, to know the hard work that you all do each day. We don't thank you as much as we possibly could because you're the thing that keeps this city going. You're the things that keep families proud, and you're building these exceptional young people for the future. We're happy to help you ride RideKC and to see the future that you build in Kansas City. Thank you all so very much, and we look forward to seeing y'all on the bus.
Thank you, sir. If I could, just to take a quick minute. The first time I met Dr. Bedell, it was he was my kind of guy. His staff was sitting there, my staff was sitting there, and we started talking, and I think we were about 6 moves ahead before everybody caught up to us, right? Yes, sir. And they were trying to pull us back. So I like the way this guy thinks. So this partnership is great. So if you could please help me welcome Dr. Bedell.
Thank you, Robbie, and to our elected officials. I want to thank you for taking out time to be here with us. This is a huge, huge initiative. I also want to acknowledge a couple of my peers that I think the world of. Yolanda Cargile, who's the superintendent of Hickman Mills, and also Sharon Nibbling, both doctors, superintendent of Center School District. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about independent school districts, but 2 of the finest ladies that I oftentimes find myself having to reach out to and to lean on and just to collaborate with. And so the fact that you all are a part of this and being able to make this happen for our 3 school districts, it means a lot. One of the things I said earlier this morning on news was that we tend to share a lot of the same kids. Many of you are aware that the mobility rate for our school district is 40%, and I don't know how much of a difference that is with the other 2 school districts, but what we do know is that we have a lot in common, is that we share a lot of the same students. So being able to have these opportunities to allow for KCATA to provide the partnership really helps to control for some of the mobility. It's one of those variables that is very difficult for us to control in an educational ecosystem like this. As Robbie stated, we met 2 years ago. Many of you know my experience, my first day as a superintendent, was that school buses didn't pick up students, including my own 2 students of the 3. And the first group that decided to sit down and have a conversation with us around how we could potentially solve that was KCATA. Jameson Alton is in the back. I remember sitting in the conference room and we were just trying to brainstorm, how can we make something like this happen? And we were ahead. Our peer superintendents had to get on board with, I know that they had been having conversations, but they got on board with helping to support with legislation. As you heard from Senator Curls, we had to do some things in Jefferson City in order for today to become a reality. At the end of the day, it's the students who benefit, and I couldn't be any prouder of the fact that we have now opened up this city. We have created equitable access to where our students can take full advantage of the amenities that this wonderful city has to offer. And so I do want to thank KCATA, our elected officials, staff from KCATA, our peer superintendents and districts. And what I want to do at this point now is I want to bring up students, because I think the most powerful testimonials that you all can hear are from those who will be able to directly benefit off of this type of partnership. And so Tyree Wilson, she's currently a senior at Central Academy of Excellence, and we want you to come up at this time and offer your testimonial.
My name is Tyree Wilson, and I go to Central. I'm in the ROTC program, and with that we do like PT, which is physical training after school, and we also do concessions at our school events, and with that I will be having to stay after school, and the free transportation would allow me to get there and back. I also work, and so where I work is not in like walking distance of my house, so I would use the pass to basically get to and from work.
Afternoon. I am Yolanda Cargile, proud superintendent for Hickman Middle School District, and I must add, also a graduate of the district. I always add that in when I can. I feel good sitting here next to one of my students today, but really, really excited and want to extend a big thank you on behalf of the Hickman Middle School Board. Our board president is here, Ms. Waukesha Briggs, as well as students and staff, to the KCATA team, our legislators who have really advocated for students and creating endless opportunities. When you think about this, these are endless opportunities for our students in terms of transportation, getting to and from school, a variety of school events. It provides economic benefit to them as well. The student that will be speaking today will talk about how she'll benefit from this free transportation. Like, that's a multitude of opportunity for students, providing opportunities for them to get to and from school, home, other events outside of school. And again, it's free, endless opportunities in terms of internships and jobs. And for that, I say thank you on behalf of the school district, as well as who is going to benefit our students, providing transportation opportunities. And again, I say thank you on behalf of the school board, as well as personally myself. I really appreciate it and look forward to hearing more testimonials in terms of how our students from 3 districts will benefit from this. I've seen similar partnerships, but nothing like this in terms of free ridership for our students, in terms of unlimited access. I can't say that enough, because I need that to sink into my students that are standing and sitting in the room. This provides an opportunity for you to travel as much as you deem appropriate to get to places and opportunities and events and learning opportunities for you. And so I ask for every student, not just Hickman Mill students, every student standing in the room to take advantage of this opportunity. Not every student can say that they have this opportunity. At this time, I'll introduce Ms. Destiny Brown, a proud Ruskin student who will share her testimonial.
Okay. Going to school and working is a necessity to me, so with the free bus pass, that allows free transportation to and from work and to and from school and any extracurricular activities that I am in. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much, and I'm accompanied here by our principal, Sharon Ahuna from Center High School, and our board member, Joe Nastasi. We're so glad to have you with us today. It's a pleasure to be here. When I see this group here, it just tells me how much this community really cares about our students, and it just warms my heart. As educators, we do what we do because it's about kids. And this is one of those days where we don't feel like we're alone. We feel like we're all holding hands, at least in the same bus, right? So I heard already today opportunity, and yes, it's an opportunity. And I also heard from Mayor James, this is your city, and I love that, and thank you for saying that. Our students, for me, knowing how to navigate a bus route is a life skill. It's about being able to be independent and not have to depend on somebody else. And for some of our kids, there is not somebody else they can depend on. So being able to get where you need to go. If you miss the bus for school, you have another way to get there. If you have a job that helps support your family, you have a way to get there, and you're not dependent on somebody else being responsible. You got this. And so students, I really encourage you to know how to navigate through this city, because someday maybe you'll go to Paris and it's the same system. Okay? So it's a life skill, and I'm so happy and so thankful for all of you for making this happen. I am so pleased to also have with me Mr. C.J. Williams, who's a 9th grader at Center School. And I need to tell you, the first time I met C.J. was at a football game where he managed to get me to buy him dinner. So he has some skills. C.J., come on up.
Yeah, my heart is beating really fast because this is the first time that I have been in front of cameras. But let's get this started. Hi, I am CJ Williams. I am a freshman. When I got my bus pass, I was very happy. Because now I can get back and forth to my grandma who works on 18th and Vine. And go to work and earn money to buy things that I need, like clothes, shoes, and others, like toys. Thank you.
Well, I don't know how you beat all that. How many, I don't really know, if you could, how many kids are in the room? Just say hey, so I get an idea. Okay, good, thank you. Give me a better idea. Look, I'm gonna end with this, okay? Number one, thank you to everybody. You see how many people care about you, okay? And the only thing I wanna tell you is ambition is a beautiful thing, okay? Everybody always wants you want a better job, a bigger house, a bigger car, better this, better that, or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you just eat from that side of the plate, you're never going to get full. You got to eat from the other side. What is it that's going to feed your soul? The adults you see in this room, this feeds our soul. Okay? This allows us to get full when there's things we can do for you all. So we'll answer some questions offline. Thank you, everybody, for coming. This is a great deal. Thank you.